Yo, what's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Walk&Talks. I'm your host, Peacekeeper, Desmond Reynolds here. We're not walking today, but we're talking a lot. I got my guy Wyatt here, the owner of Pallet clothing store. It's an honor and a blessing, Wyatt. Thanks for having us today.
Yo, thanks for coming out.
Hey, man, anytime. It was worth the drive, man. It's a beautiful store you got set up here, man.
Yo, thank you.
Usually on these, we're walking, but I said, man, if we could sit on this couch and chill, call it good.
Yeah.
How's life been, Wyatt?
Dude, it's been pretty good, especially we moved out to this spot in December, so
Okay, bet.
it was like kind of a mad dash to get the store open and get pushing for the summer, but it's been really good.
For sure.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I mean, now you got the clothing store Pallet. You said you've been running it for 5 years now?
Yeah, not Pallet specifically, but I've been in the industry as a business for like 5 years.
Okay, bet.
And then been in and around the industry for about like 6, 7.
That's what's up. What inspired you? What got you to say, I'm going into the fashion industry?
Man, I guess really like just Fairfax back in the day, just like seeing all the brands coming out of there. Growing up, I always like would see like all the box logos or all like the Supreme drops coming out, and I just always wanted that shit.
Yep.
And so eventually, just getting up to the buying stuff and then like trading out with my buddies, and then like I started like buying something if it was sold out in my size,
Right.
Because I figured I'd be able to trade it for something that I do want in the future.
Okay.
And it kind of just slowly built up into stuff like that.
Got you.
And it, that was like, it took like 2 or 3 years of me just kind of trying to curate and look for the cool stuff
For sure.
and trade out and trade up.
What brand kind of like caught your attention off jump, like growing up? Like me, for example, man, Nike and Jordan, Adidas, those were mine as a kid.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, born and raised out here, like Nike, like 100%. Definitely being so close to the headquarters, you get a lot of samples, a lot of cool stuff like that. So Nike was always one of them, and then what got me into like the more like streetwear fashion aspect was definitely Supreme.
For
Like,
real?
Yeah, like Supreme, and then later on like kind of followed into like the brands that Supreme kind of like put up on pedestals and kind of helped along the way.
What about Bape, man? Was you on Bape ever?
I always respected it, but no, not really. Like I do love Bape, but like just me wearing it, like it wasn't. There's some pieces here and there that I like,
Right.
But I like the old school like subtle stuff.
Gotcha.
But then it's just so few and far between on Bapes and shit like that.
I feel you. Yeah, I didn't ever rock Bape. I had a cousin, man. Have a cousin. He has a purple Bape hoodie. I'll never forget. He loved that thing to death. And Lil Wayne was his dude, but
Yeah.
he always rocked that stuff. I was like, dang, okay. I was on Ed Hardy growing up. You remember Ed Hardy?
Oh yeah, dude, Ed Hardy's going crazy right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I still got 2 shirts, man.
Yeah.
A brown one and this black one. They're sick.
Yeah, they go crazy. We can't keep it in the store for more than a day.
For real.
Yeah, it's going wild.
I'm gonna send some pictures to Woody so he can show you what I got, because I used to sweat at Hardy clothes. My
Yeah.
parents were pissed. This shirt's $100. I was, back in
Oh
2007.
yeah, 100%. You're like, what the hell? Yeah, no, they actually, when we first opened up in 2019, they came to us, and we were still kind of like trying to figure out what we were doing as a store.
Gotcha. Ed Hardy came to you?
Yeah,
Oh, word.
and they were like, we want to open up a retail account, and I was like, 2019. I was like, no. Like, why would I? You want me to buy $5,000 at Ed Hardy at a time? Like, no way. And now I'm like, oh shit, I should have done
In
that.
hindsight.
Yeah, there's like, you could have never told me it was gonna make a cycle back that fast, and it's going crazy right now too.
Going crazy.
Yeah, they just did the Chief Keef collab.
Okay.
They're doing more wild stuff like that, so I think that's definitely helping out.
Dang, that's crazy, man. And I remember that 15 years ago. How do you see trends go? Like, how long are you able to foresee trends and see the cycles happen with them, or how do you see that owning a clothing store? Like,
For sure, yeah. You can definitely kind of pick up on the stuff that's gonna start turning around. You like start seeing something, you're like, okay, if that's happening, then this era of stuff is gonna be happening.
got you.
And yeah, like right now, like the early 2000s is like the stuff to pick up on for sure.
Man, the baggy jeans.
Yeah, the huge baggy jeans, all like the Rockaware,
Man.
all that stuff.
I'm still on the skinnies right now. I'm like, man, I guess kind of skinnies, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough too because like going into design stuff for like the in-house line, you know, you want to design something that's like true to you, but then you also want to design something that sells out. So it's like,
Facts.
you know, it's not really speaking to my brand, but you know, if I did a bunch of Janko style jeans, they'd sell out like crazy. So it's like one of those things where you're like, so when you see the trends, you don't want to ride them too hard. You want to kind of stay true to it, but
Stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's true. That's something I tell my team all the time. Stay true. We're staying true to the podcast. We're coming in, we're talking about life story. I think with life stories, I usually always say education because we get to learn from everyone's walk of life, you know?
Yeah.
And when you watch the podcast, you'll just be like, man, I get to hear from this person or this person. It's just all different walks of life. It's crazy. But I say stay true to ourselves so we can just always be real with it, you know?
yeah, it's
kinda-
the easiest way to be for sure.
Man, easy. It's the only way to be. It should be. But yeah. Wyatt, I gotta ask, speaking on that topic, how do you withstand through hard times? You ever been through hard times in your life that you were just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, but you got through it?
Oh man, dude, fucking
Right?
yeah. I mean, Portland, the whole West Coast, like, was really like economically just collapsed for cities for like the last 4 years, really. You know,
During COVID and all that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was just a whole lot of what's gonna happen next. But I mean, I just kind of dialed into the mindset that like I've already sacrificed so much to be here that like giving up now is like a waste of all of that.
100%.
So
There he
like,
is.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
my guy.
he just went outside, dug through some food.
My guy. Perfect. What's up, man? My guy Odin.
Yeah, Odin here.
Shout out to
always,
Odin.
always trying to get into the mix of everything.
Hey, we got to shout out Odin. This Wyatt's son right here, pretty much world. So we got our guy.
The shop mascot for sure.
For sure. So you spoke of sacrifice. How scary is sacrifice being an entrepreneur, running your own business? And the reward of sacrifice, I guess I would ask you, like, what's that reward feel like when you know you sacrificed and it paid dividends?
Man, the sacrifice thing is like, it's something that I took on as like an early mindset of like, I'm just gonna put down everything in on this, and this is like, I'm gonna make this work one way or another. And like, you know, ultimately, like I'm like 7 years in of like trying to like make shit work, and
for sure,
I'm not where I want to be, but I know like I'm gonna keep going.
Right.
And that's where like the sacrifice of it is really just knowing that I'm gonna try and like never stop.
Yeah.
So like, by any means necessary, really, is like if you have a vision that you want to do that's like true to you,
for sure,
it makes it easier to be like, well, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna keep failing until something starts.
Definitely.
And like the dividends of seeing like the success of anything, I'm really bad at that.
Gotcha.
Like we had an order go through last weekend at like 4 a.m, and it was like $8,000 online, and I was like, I like saw it and I was like,
$8,000.
Yeah, and I was like, I like went through all like the fraud protection, and I was like, okay, this customer's bought from before, you know, I know this guy, and I'm like, okay, cool. So that was real. That went through. And then I just kind of, you know, it just gets okay, how can we do that again? You know, I'm really bad at being like, hell yeah, let's hang out today.
Right.
So like, it's still like that day we were like, let's
turn around and
replicate that. How can we get that going more? I'm trying to get better at the enjoying the journey through it.
Definitely.
Because, you know, that's really all it is at the end of the day. But
definitely.
Yeah.
I was looking at your page too. I mean, speaking of paying dividends, you're getting a lot of big names in the shop. A lot of big names, a lot of people just knowing what you're about, your energy, your shop's energy. How does that feel when you get somebody coming in, a famous rapper or maybe like a ball player or something? Is that just always just cool to see and get that recognition?
Yeah, honestly, there's been a few times where I was like, oh shit, you know, I'm kind of starstruck right now. Like,
oh, really? Okay.
Like the first time Ski Mask came through, I was like trying to be like cool, like not like fanboy over him, not trying to make him feel like, hey man, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And like halfway through it, he was like, dude, you know who I'm like, dude, yeah, I know who you are. Like,
was he iced out?
Yeah, he was. He didn't have his chain yet, but or his like a Yu-Gi-Oh chain.
Oh,
But,
got you.
yeah, he was dripped up, and he was just like the nicest guy. We talked for probably 12 hours straight.
12
Yeah,
hours?
and we was just kicking it. Yeah, at the time we had like a foosball
Right.
table in here. He was like
Right.
playing foosball with Puya, putting money down on it and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was stuff like that is definitely cool.
It is.
Too Short came in
Shout out to
a
Short.
little while ago, and then yeah, I was like, bro, that's so I grew up on your shit. Like it's weird to see you in here.
Now he's shopping
like
on
that.
yours, man. Shopping on your stuff, just showing love back. That's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's always cool to see stuff like that. And then that Tizo touchdowns coming in to the Hawthorne Theater, which is right down the street,
Okay.
like this week. So I'm like, fingers crossed we can get him in the door because that'd be pretty cool. I fuck with his shit for sure.
With your business as well on that topic, how big is social media? I mean, your account has almost 16,000 followers.
Yeah.
How big, how essential is it to, no pun intended, to the clothing brand, but how essential is it to have social media presence and posting all the time and showing your brand? And do you struggle with that? Because like I struggle at times because I used to not do social media. Now I'm like, I have to.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's social media presence is like everything, but also is nothing. Like I hear from so many different like brands and stuff like this trying to like sell master classes. Okay, well if you have 10,000 followers, then 3% are gonna buy something. Like that's not true.
Okay.
Like none of those numbers make sense. Like they come up with all these algorithms, and I'm like, I've been doing it long enough. I would see that.
Straight up.
You know, and like the social media works, but then you also got to have like the real life aspect of it, where just the grindstone of getting out there and doing the same thing and like letting everyone know like this is what I'm doing, and then people go, oh, and then the social media they're like, oh yeah, that is what he's doing, and it like kind of, or even like with our Instagram, if we'll post something, like 9 times out of 10 people will just come in and buy it.
Gotcha.
So it's like, even if you did have a brand, like a clothing brand that you were trying to sell something, you had 1,000 followers and you posted it and like 100 people saw it, like most of those people are gonna like just come try and pick it up from your next pop-up or something like that.
Got
Try
you.
and go out to the shops that you retail at.
Straight up. So you're saying you got to be real hands-on still. You can't just solely rely on the social media. You got to still have people come in and feel that.
Yeah, and social media definitely does help out in a sense. I mean, we get a lot of people going, oh, I saw you on Instagram. But yeah, it's still definitely, they saw us on Instagram too, come see it in person.
Right.
You know, it's definitely, it's one of those things where it helps out. It gets like that stamp of like, oh, they got so many followers, cool.
Definitely.
And that's the hard step, is once you get past that, oh, they got so many followers, then it's a little bit easier. But yeah, we've been kind of slowing up on our growth a little bit. We've been looking to do a lot more social media influencers. Like we've been working with Soul Loco. Shout out those guys.
Shout out. Okay.
Dude, they're really good at what they do. I mean, they're just like, they're well worth every penny of every bit of it,
that's
for sure. Like, if I could organically have them just posting my content 24/7, I would. But it's
100.
like, yeah, they were going crazy for sure. Yeah.
Are you yourself big on social media? Like just for yourself, Wyatt? Or are you just kind of like, I'm gonna do the store account and that's it?
Yeah, I got a personal page, but it's nothing like, I post like very rarely, and it's just kind of to have like my friends and stuff like that separate from the store.
For sure.
Yeah, because my store page gets a lot of like, hey, would you buy this shoe? Would you buy this shoe? What do you think about this? So like having my personal page able to just like tune out when I'm not in here.
Right. That's when you hand your phone to Woody and be like, you handle the business page.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It's cool to hear that from you, man. That's what I do on the podcast. I mean, the biggest compliment I could get on the pod is when people come onto the set, they say they feel safe and they're just at peace. And so when we're talking like this, I feel like this in your shop. Like, and so it's such a.
That's definitely, it's the everyone's welcome kind of. No judgments, whatever, open.
Yes.
You know,
Man.
I definitely like I could see the way you even run your podcast. It makes it like easier to do that stuff in here too.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just the energy. I mean, your dog coming here, sitting with me, sitting with us, just people chilling. Because I'll be real with you, coming up here, because this is the furthest we came to do a walk and talk yet.
Okay.
You know, in the flesh, I'm like, man, like the traffic was bad. It was raining. You know, in my head, I'm like, it's supposed to be sunny and rainbows. So the flesh, I'm like kind of anxious. And as soon as I walked through these doors, real talk, I was like, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Shook your hand. I said, oh yeah, we're good. We're good.
No,
It
yeah, it's
real
definitely-
recognizes it.
We definitely try and make it like that you walk in, you're like, okay, yeah, I like this kind of shit.
Definitely.
And it's not for everyone, but if you're into the kind of thing, it's like you should feel right at home.
For sure.
We try and make it. One of the big things we do is like make everyone feel welcome.
For sure.
Even if you're like kind of interested in something, but when you walk in here, you shouldn't like when you walk into a store and they're like, "Are you wearing the bands right now or not?" And it's like even if I'm not, like you should still say what's up.
Still say what's up.
Yeah.
How do you, I gotta ask this, you're such a cool dude, like level-headed. It don't seem like you get too high, then hopefully you don't get too low. How you keep that cool just selling? Have you always been like that, or?
Oh, dude, no, there's a lot of lows for sure. You just truck through it.
Through it.
It's definitely one of those things where highs and lows are highs and lows. It's not a constant thing. So it's, when you go through it, you either when it's high and try and enjoy it, which I'm trying to get better at right now, and it's low, you just got to know it's like tomorrow's gonna be different.
Right. Bro, Wyatt, sometimes I hit my highs, and it's tough because it's like the higher you are, the harder the fall at times.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, and I'll do that. And I'm like, damn, bro, you gotta stay level, man. You got to. That's one thing I'm learning hard, but
yeah, it's a tough one. It's a lesson that's a lifelong lesson.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, I gotta ask, man, favorite Jordan? What number? Just number wise.
One.
Yeah,
I'm a ones guy for sure.
For sure.
I would say like it's tough to like have like a list of like the top 5 in any particular order, but like 1 through 5, like those are all my favorite ones.
Those are tough.
Those are all like definitely any of the OG colorways and stuff like that. You can't really go wrong with.
Straight up. I can't wait for those 3s to come back. The cement 3s. They're saying they're coming back. So
yeah. So I just picked up personals this year. The clay green ones. It's like that soft green, like suede with the black toe leather.
Right.
And then I got the blue moons. I've been trying to pick those up for a while.
Okay.
It's nice when the sneaker market's down because you're like, yeah, I could pick that up right now. It's like, it's funny, people get all like pissed off about it. It's like, oh, I bought these, but like, dude, if you buy them, either don't tax on them and get them out the door, so when the market drops, you just bought them and sold them at the same market.
Facts.
Or buy for yourself.
Straight up
is the thing.
Straight up, it's true. My favorite, and I'll tell the world right now, my favorite Jordan Chicago ones.
Yeah.
So when the Reimagines dropped, shout out to
I was let down by those.
Why are you?
Yeah, I didn't.
Quality or what? Or not up? What?
Yeah, the cut. It wasn't. I feel like they didn't do justice to like the 85 cut.
Oh, true, 100%.
And then, yeah, just the quality, the concept of it just felt rushed. It just felt like, what would really sell out is if we dropped in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, of course that would sell out.
And some of them have mold on them, remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was
that with
praying.
A few shoes too.
Yeah, I was praying for no mold. I was like, no mold, please, please.
Yeah, and it was, they did a huge amount of them too. That was the thing where, I remember, like before those, rocking Chicago's, you'd be like, I see you.
I see you.
And then I like started wearing them. I'm like, oh man, dude, everybody's like, what the hell?
Oh, for real. No,
it's just kind of, and it's not like I'm not against everyone having the opportunity to get a pair of shoes like that, but it makes it less of like this is my shoe, this is like what I'm into, and it's more of like you see like everyone wearing them because it's trendy.
Straight up, yeah. Yeah, when it becomes trendy, it's like saturated at a point.
Yeah, that's where like box logos are at now.
Yeah.
I used to just kill for box logos, but now I don't even know if I could really wear one like that.
Yeah, I feel you. So I gotta ask another question. Favorite place to eat in Portland, since you're from here? What's one of your favorite restaurants, man? I'm a foodie.
Dude, I'm a huge foodie, so I don't even. As of lately, I've been doing a short round a lot. It's like 2 blocks up, but it's like got the best chicken wings, and other than Jack's Chicken, off of Alberta. I don't even know though. I mean, they're like both of them are like, they're pretty crazy. Jack's Chicken is just more like a little mini mart with like low key like the best chicken around. But then Short Round's got like crazy good Thai food. And, yeah, I've been really fucking up Short Round a lot lately.
Short Round,
my regular spot.
I saw, and then for the egg place, that place, I know Woody sweats it. Is that pretty good? What's the name of them down there?
Fried Egg. Is like the name of it. Yeah, they do pretty good. You got to throw the hash brown on the sandwich.
Oh, good looks. I'll do that. I'll do that.
That's definitely the move there. Yeah, fried egg's pretty good. I do a lot of There's one a little bit further down the way. Eastburn. That's up at Burnside.
Oh, bet. Okay.
They got
what-
some like good ass like elk sausages and stuff like that in there for like breakfast. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I love breakfast. Most important meal of the day. Well, yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, I'll tell you this, Wyatt. We're hitting the 20-minute mark, I think, on the Walk and Talk, 17, 20-minute range. So I'm going to go ahead and cut us because you coming down to the podcast, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'll have to get a day scheduled in for it.
Let's get it cracking. We're going to talk for hours, man. You too
I'm
cool for
excited.
Cav, man. So
Yeah.
you guys heard it here. Wyatt accepted the podcast invite. So we're going to have him on Garage Talks 5417 podcast soon. Shout out to Odin joining us as well. Wyatt, any last words here?
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Check out the store, y'all. Open door. It's a home right here. Bless up, everybody.